Hello everyone, this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. It's raining outside, so I can't very well do much out there. Can't do much. Fed the chickens one time, so they're okay for now. And I had some things that I've been putting off, so I'm trying to get to the indoor things that have been, waiting on me. You know how many plants are in here? We're going to see. A lot. And they're turning yellow. See that? So today is going to be the upplanting of Swiss
I should have said the upplanting
I
of
know it
kale.
looks like something else,
This
but
is
that's what
curly
it is,
kale,
Swiss chard.
Jamerica. Curly kale, everybody. Sorry.
Ooh, wonderful. Well, I'm back. So we have our tray that has some soil in it, and I have an extra tray here just in case I need it. This one is empty. So we're going to put that one to the side, and we're going to move this one over. Let's go ahead and see how many plants we have in here. These have been in here for a while, so they might be root bound. I'll do the best I can. They're not so bad. Not so bad. I got my little stick that says kale. Ain't that cute? Put that right there. This is curly kale. And this curly kale been around for a while. And it needs more room. They need more room. So I'm separating it the best I can without ripping them apart. They're all entangled. And I can smell them. Never like that. I'll never like that. I'll never get used to that. It's like they're crying when you try to separate them. The roots are kind of like the veins. And the stems are like the arms and the legs, right, in the body. So I'm trying to separate them because they're all entangled, not only in the bottom, but they're also entangled on the top. So I'm slowly separating them so that I can get it together. So there, take that and separate them. Okay, so I separated it. Okay, so I have half of them out, and now I can probably work this into smaller sections. I think I got one right here. Our first one, the journey of 1,000 steps, right? So I'm gonna put this one in. These are leggy, but there's nothing I can do about it now. I'm just gonna try to prop them up as best as possible and try to get them to stand up. That's one. Okay. Man, it's kind of like a surgery, and I'm losing a lot of roots, but it's okay. Patience, patience, patience. Like an operation, you're gonna have to heal, but they'll be fine as long as I get enough of the root. Here's another one right there. Take that, move that to the side. Do that down there. And okay. On to the next one. Separate it. One right there. Put that down there. That's another one. And here's another one right here. Get all the roots separated. There we go. Got 4 planted just like that. Isn't that interesting? That's quick, right? I got one that's right here looking at me. Just trying to get them to stand up. I'm gonna put them under the grow light and we'll see what happens. Here goes another one. They're probably not gonna go on the ground for at least another 2 weeks until I feel like they're doing better. Feel like they're, they're ready. I'm not gonna force them outside, although they were outside in a little cup. And I was gonna direct sow them, but when you do that, not direct sow means you're gonna put the seed in the ground. I was gonna put them straight in the ground from this little cup, but I didn't feel like they would be ready. I just didn't feel, I felt like there was too many of them in here. I did this on purpose because when you sow them like this, it's easier to take care of, but then you have to do the operation that I'm doing right now of separating the roots. And you gotta be so careful because, I've broken seedlings rushing through, trying to get it done. So I'm trying to be extra careful. Excuse me, I really like kale. And kale, I'm pretty sure kale has vitamin K. Don't quote me though. But kale, they say you should eat this vegetable every day. Some people make their smoothies out of it, and as I said, and it's prolific. It is so easy to grow kale. It's so easy, and the plant, once it gets established, man, that joker is not going to pass away on you. It could take a freeze, and it can take the heat. So kale and Swiss chard are my go-to. Cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower. I love cauliflower. Fresh cauliflower. Oh my God. Cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower, wintertime, fall, winter. I have some planted out there, but I planted it in the shade, and I'm hoping for the best because they'll bolt on you, which means they'll go straight to seed. This will grow in almost any condition, at least the conditions I've had. I had any problem out of kale. Planted in the heat, and it went through the winter, and it's still out there, thriving. Every time I go and harvest, I put a little bit more fertilizer on it, and it grows right back. As a matter of fact, it grows back better. Make sure there's no plants on there. It grows back better after I harvest. All I need to do is, give it a little bit of fertilizer, a little bit of food on top of what is getting out there from the land, and it's so bushy. I gotta go out there and harvest again. It's really doing well. So because it's like that, I plant things that do well on my land. After I realize, okay, and the more you grow, the more you know the personality of a particular plant. And when I initially planted this, I heard that this thing was a trooper. They were not lying. They were not telling a fib. This joker, curly kale, yeah, and most of the kale that I grew, but curly kale in particular, it'll be around. It sticks around, and it puts out. Wow. I'm gonna have 2 trays of kale for sure. That little bit I'm almost done with. I have 2, 4, 6 pods left. This tray is almost full. Look at this. Look at that. And I got this much left. It don't look like a lot, but it is a lot. It never looks like a lot when you plant in these cups. You're like, oh, I only got a cup full of it. It turned out to be 20, 30 plants in that little itty bitty cup. Okay. Move that over. Let's I'm working on it a piece at a time. It's just easier for me that way to get it one little slither at a time. Not trying to rush through and, pulling them apart as gently as I possibly can and planting them, so that they have the opportunity to recover. I don't want to cause them any undue stress, any additional stress than they already have. There we are. See your plant? No, there's no plant there. Okay, and let's see. There's some people say, I just drag it apart. Okay. Every planter is different. Every plant is different. Everybody who's a gardener does things differently. If that works for you, hey, more power to you. I try to keep my stuff alive. If it grows from a seed, I try. Sometimes I take too long to plant them, like this one. I feel like I should have did this a while back, but because if you leave them in there too long, it stunts the growth. See that? That joker is big, huh? That joker be on his own little cup by itself. Cause look at him. Look at him. He can't stand up. He can't stand up in that little tray. I'm gonna give him a cup. I'm gonna give him his own cup. Yep. Put him back in there. Put him back in here. And give him his own cup. I have the soil. Why not? Give the plant what it deserves. This is one of the bigger ones. It'll flip over like that one. I might have to take that one out. This one right here. It's just too big. The littler ones can go in here though. I have a couple of them that probably need to go in a cup. All right, so I think I'm gonna take this one, and this big old one. I got about 4 of them I need to take out. Let me go and get some cups. I'm trying to, rectify what I did. Because this, look at that. That's not good. I'll be right back. Some cups. These are my recycled cups. I don't throw anything away unless it breaks and I can't use it anymore. Some of these plants are flopping over like that one. A couple of them. So we're going to plant them in their own little planter. My floor is already a mess, so oh well. Might as well get to it, huh? I need to look at you guys, don't I? What do I want to talk about today? It's been so dark since the eclipse. Scary. I don't want to become alarmed, but it's not the same. It looks different to me. And I've been outside. I'm a gardener. Maybe it's different for you guys. Maybe it's just here. It's just rainy season. Maybe that's what it is. All right. So this thing is standing up. There we go. There's 3 of them right there. I got this one right here. I only have so many of these cups. Man, they've been around so long, they starting to crack. They're starting to crumble. Woo! I just use stuff until it is of no more use. I had a friend who used to do that. She wear her shoes or wear her clothes so they fell apart. Yep. I had money though. Always had money. But didn't do anything with it. My grandmother was like that too. That's not enough. It's not deep enough. I need a deeper cup. This cup is a little flat. Let me get this one down here. There's a difference. I could see the difference. That cup is smaller. See? See that? Smaller. So I'll put that over there. I need a big cup for this one. It's the big boy. There we go. I need you to stand up. Whew. Planting. Planting for peace. Planting and peace, or in peace. I used to, when I was a kid, I lived in New York City. It was always noisy. Always noise. Always some kind of noise. Right now, I'm just listening to roosters, and that is nothing compared to what, the noise. And I remember I got so good at ignoring the noise. I could just take myself to another place and zone out when I was a kid. They thought something was wrong with me. I just didn't like it there. Didn't like it there. And somehow, I learned this when I was in the military. Sometimes, you think how can people adjust to situation? You'd be surprised what you can adjust to, what you can live in. After a while, it becomes normal for you. And man, some people can't stand silence. Man, I enjoy silence. I enjoy it. It just brings me peace. I don't like noise. That's the bottom line. Don't like noise. I don't like people who are noisy. I shouldn't say I don't like people who are noisy. I don't like noise. Especially arguing, fussing, and fighting. Ugh, it's just so, takes so much out of you. Out of me anyway. If I argue with somebody, I gotta take a nap after. I need to sit. It ain't in me. I just do it because I have to. You left me no choice. I'll walk away from stuff before I get upset. If I get upset, shoot. I hate to say it. If I can't have heaven, there's going to be hell to pay. Because you taking me out of my element. Now I'm really ticked. Because it's not in my character to get really nasty. So once I get there, Lord have mercy. I remember I was working with this one girl. This girl was a bully. And she came there. She was trying to, it happened twice actually. She tried to bully me. I told her, I have two sides. There's this pleasant person that you see right now, and then there's that one that is out of control. And once that out of control one get out there, well, that's it. She takes over. She didn't bother me no more. She looked at me. Her eyes got wide because the people mistaken people who are pleasant for being weak. Or they think you're a pushover and that they can, they can pull the wool over your eyes like nobody else. God didn't give anybody else a brain but them. And I really take a dislike to that. Just because people are nice to you doesn't mean you take advantage of them. And usually people who take advantage of people, they end up getting, they just do. God deals with them. You don't have to. You do not have to. You ain't even got to hear about it. Most of the time you do hear about it though. Because it comes back. Whew. Comes back. You don't get away with nothing. You think you think that nobody knows what you did. God is always watching. God is always watching. And if there's if there's God, there's also the devil, right? So some people are working for the other side, but everybody pays. Everybody pays in the end, or eventually, everybody. Nobody gets away scot-free. Always comes back. And it always comes back in at the worst time, in the worst way. In the worst way. Can't keep doing stuff to people. And it's not the people who's doing it, it's just the world. I mean, everybody is human, and stuff just comes back around. And it might not be the same thing, but shoot. I've seen some things happen to people. And I think to myself, I am not gonna try to get revenge I'm not going to try to do anything to you because that's not for me to do. Unless, of course, that other lady come out immediately. Because sometimes, have you ever, people have done something so terrible that you don't even have the your primal instinct kick in, where you say something out of character. Because sometimes the fear just disappears for me, and it's just fight. Not physically, but anyway, the other lady ain't a nice lady. And I've seen other people try to make people lose control. And if you're around somebody like that who's constantly, tempting you to or trying to trigger you, stay away from them. For your sake and theirs. From what I can tell of human nature, everybody got a threshold. Everybody has a threshold. So, everybody got a threshold. Don't push people. Don't let people push you. What is this? They call it pulling in my chain. Like I'm a junkyard dog. Trying to get me upset and riled up. That's a miserable person right there. Just stay away from them. Whew. That's why I enjoy peace, because I've been around some crazy people. I shouldn't say crazy, but I've been around some good people. And sometimes the good people end up with the, what do they call them? Opportunists? Wow. There's a lot of opportunists out there. And they think that they're smarter than everybody and they're getting away with it. Nobody gets away. Nobody gets away. Shoot. And for the good people out there, don't let the bad ones turn you into one of them. Make you soulless, empty. Don't let them do it. That's what they want. They want company. They want somebody to be just like them. Or, man, I had some girlfriends who, they wanted a man so bad that they hurried up and married or got with somebody. First of all, in my opinion, man or woman, if somebody is rushing you into a relationship or anything, it's not for your benefit. They're rushing you for a reason, because they can't keep pretending for that long. So they got to get you hooked one way or another. They got to get you hooked one way or another. Or they get you, shoot, I've had some friends get hooked up on drugs, or the man gave her a bunch of babies. Shoot, I've seen some stuff. Or when I got older in life, these women had houses, cars, independent. And they were alone, and they wanted to, a partner in life. And rushed into something they shouldn't have. And in my opinion, or from what I know, because I kept in contact with a lot of them, most of them are sorry. Now, there are a couple of them that did good. They ended up with good men. But that's few and far in between. When someone's rushing you for anything, not trying to not give you time to gather your faculties, step back. Step back. And ask yourself why. Why is he rushing into a relationship or rushing to get married or do this, do that? for a reason. They can't pretend that long. And they won't, I don't know why you would want to possess somebody, but some people think, men and women, think that other people, either it could be their children or their possessions. They belong to them. Their piece of property. And I've been to other countries, like, shoot, I'm not going to say the countries, but I've been to countries where women didn't have any rights. None. They were property, basically. They could make them cover. I mean, and there are things wrong. I mean, there's things, cultural things that I can say are wrong in our country. But I'm so glad that I was born where I was born. So glad. And other people might say, you know, American women, you know, we're too loose, or we're too, yeah, that's what they say about us. But the other side of it is their women have no rights. None. I've been there. I saw it. On to us. I'm so glad I have the liberties that I have. When I came back to the United States after going to a couple of places, sometimes I felt like dropping to my knees and kissing the ground. Shoot. I have family members who are in other countries. They married nationals from other countries and didn't come back. Shoot, I was so glad to get back here. Every time, no matter where I was, so glad to get back to the United States. So glad. We have our problems, but Jesus, I cannot, I'm an American. And I love America. I should have a flag behind me, right? I love America. And I wouldn't trade it for any other country. And other people in other countries are the same way. You know, I talked to some people from Zimbabwe, people who live in Jamaica, really, really love Jamaica. I mean, I've been to Germans just love their country. There are people who love their country. And I love mine. Everything. I mean, we have good and bad. There's good and bad in every country. I love mine. Love my country. I hear people complaining. I'm like, yeah, I complain too. Not a lot though, because I've seen worse. I was like, shoot. You talk about your rights. I had this one friend she was from Pakistan. And she was talking stuff about what was going on with the political stuff. She was a local national. She was not an American citizen. She was an American citizen, but she wasn't born in the United States. She was a citizen, though. And I was like, if you was in your country, you couldn't even open your mouth. You're a woman. So what are you talking about? I was like, shoot. Go back to your country and try that as a woman. You see what's going to happen to you. She don't want to talk to me no more. Because although she was an a U.S. citizen, I knew that she wasn't, just like my mom loves the United States. She's a naturalized citizen. She loves the United States. But when I hear people who are naturalized citizens talking bad about the United States, I get ticked. I was like, if you feel that way about this country, go back home. I know you got 2 passports, most likely. I shouldn't be saying this on the internet, but if you don't like it here, leave. My cousin came here, and when people come from the islands, you know, people are all in love with the way they talk and all this stuff. And sometimes they feel like, you know, they're a big deal, right? And I was like, if you feel like, you know, because they say, you know, they called me Jamaican. That's the joke. That's why I got my name, Jamaica. It was a joke. You ain't nothing but a Jamaican. Okay. Well, if your country was so great, why are you here in the United States? I'm a Jamaican, yes. I can get a Jamaican passport. I can be dual citizens too. But I don't want to live there. I love Jamaica. It's beautiful. Beautiful. But I was born and raised in the United States, and I know the culture better here than I would there. So why would I want to go to another country? And things they don't tell you about living abroad. Not that so much the European countries, because the European countries, the price is the price is the price. But you go to the Caribbean or to some of these countries, and they think that just because you're an American citizen, you have more money and you should pay more. So what'll happen is they'll have, let me pick something that everybody knows. They have potatoes for sale, right? And for a Jamaican or for a Nigerian, it'll be $2. You come, $10. That's what they do. They charge you more. And I know for a fact it happens. They charge you more. And then they start, man. So you move there, right? And this is not all countries. This is just the ones that I know about. They think that, so everybody in some of those countries, they share because everybody's struggling. So they barter and they share. And if somebody has a mango or breadfruit or this and that, they share with their neighbor and their neighbor will share with them. Well, because you're an American, they feel like you have a lot of money because all Americans apparently have a lot of money. They feel like you should share some of your wealth with them. And if you don't share with them, just like they was doing during the lockdown, they call you selfish. It's calling people selfish that didn't want to, submit. It's calling them selfish. And they call you selfish and they'll hurt you. They'll talk about you. They'll get their little posse together and they'll come in there and hurt you. You know, people live behind walls in some of them countries. We used to drive by and you could not see into certain places, compounds. The women, you never saw them. Never. And if they, I'm going back to my army days. And the women, they call it a burqa. They cover up their entire body. You can't even see through their burqa sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm an American coming into your country, so I'm looking at you like you're crazy, and you as a woman in that country is looking at me like I'm a prostitute, even if just like I'm covered up now. You don't show your face, you don't show your hair, you don't show your... Did they show their hands? Maybe they showed their hands. I never looked that far. It covered them completely. I remember when we were in Qatar. Some people call it Qatar. And I remember we went downtown to Qatar. Qatarians are rich. And all I can remember is this Arabic woman looking at me and her eyes were so big. Like, how dare she? Because in her mind, I'm a harlot because I'm showing too much skin. I had everything covered up, but my face was showing. And I might have had on lip gloss, who knows? And my nails might have been polished. They're not polished now, because. But I'm not a part of that culture, so why would I want to move there? And I know what I know. I know that they charge you more because they feel like you got it. Feel like you're rich. Or you are compared to them. So anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I've been to a lot of places. Too much to I've been so many. They sent me to so many places. I just, and it wasn't good. I was there on business. I ain't have no fun. People be like, oh, you got to go to this place and have, jealous. And I'm like, what you jealous of? They locked us down. One time we went to Okinawa. We went to Okinawa. They took us to a Marine base. They put us in this abandoned barracks hotel. No transportation. We got to go out. We went back and forth to work. They shuttled us back and forth to work. It was like being in prison. You got to see Okinawa through the window of the vehicle. Basically a prison. And I mean, yeah, I went to Okinawa, but I didn't get to do anything. I can't tell you nothing about Okinawa except that it was hilly. That's all I remember. We never got to do anything except work. We worked the entire time. And you know, that's the job I chose. But, man, some countries, third world countries, they think Americans are rich and they're going to charge you more money. And be mad if you don't pay it. Want to fight with you, argue with you. I had one guy argue with me over a breadfruit when I was in Jamaica last time. I was so mad. And, you know, I shouldn't have argued with him because clearly I'm outnumbered there. And he wanted to charge me for breadfruit. Now, breadfruit trees are huge. There's like hundreds of breadfruits on the breadfruit tree, right? And my friend, didn't understand why I was so ticked because I knew the guy was trying to rip me off. So he had a breadfruit. I said, oh man, that breadfruit. How much for your breadfruit cooked? He said, oh, I could sell you a breadfruit. He wasn't going to cook it because he knew, this is the scam. He knew that I can't get on a plane with uncooked food. And I was at a hotel. I couldn't very well cook the breadfruit. So he would have had to cook it for me. And then I had to think about, do I trust this man to cook anything for me? That's another thing. You know, he might pee on it. You know, I hate to say that. So he says, I cook your breadfruit. I cook as many breadfruit as you want for $6. Breadfruit in Jamaica does not cost $6. Cooked or uncooked. It's not that much money. Normally people just give it to each other. And he says, I said, $6 is too much. No, thank you. That's way too much money for a breadfruit. How much you want to pay? I said, I'll give you, I think I told him $4. He said, you want me to give you my breadfruit for $4? And I was like, that was one of those moments where I lost it. I said, I'm visiting here, but my family's from here. And I know how big a breadfruit tree is. And you trying to charge me $4 for breadfruit? Keep your breadfruit. The Jamaican came out of me. Oh, Lord. And I shouldn't have fussed with him. Because it ain't my country. My mom is from there, but it's not my country. I wasn't raised there. But because you're an American, so I see a lot of people saying, you know, I'm going to go to another country. And they think that they're going to be better off in another country than the one they were born in. That ain't true. Most of the time, it's not true. Most of the time, from my experience, I was always glad to come back home to the United States of America. I love it here. Love it. And so do other people. They're trying to get here. That's why, you know, people trying to get here from other countries and we trying to run to their country. Please. No. I think I went to Thailand. There was an American guy. He married a Thai. And he had to be a Thai citizen because you can only stay in Thailand for 90 days or less without becoming a citizen. They don't allow you to stay in that country longer than that without the proper paperwork. You have to leave. On day 89, they get you out of the country, especially when we was in the military. They get you out of the country before day 90. And you could tell, he married a Thai lady, that he loved her. He had to. He had to have loved her. But he was so happy that we as Americans were there. You know, that man took us to his house, fed us, and was saying, yeah, come back tomorrow. He just wanted to be around American people. He was a contractor. He just wanted to be around American people because he missed home. And I was like, dude, pack your stuff up and leave. Come back home. I don't know if he could go back home or not. I don't know what his situation was. But I remember him. I remember him. He had to be one of the saddest men I've ever met in my life. You could tell he loved his wife, though. You could tell he loved her to death, but it's like a fish out of water. It wasn't his country. If he was a Thai, it would have been totally different. Anyway, here we are. That's just my take on going abroad. I wanted to, there was a time where I wanted to buy property in another country, and then I thought about it. And I changed my mind. I'll just visit. Leave, go back home here on U.S. soil. My country. They love their country. I love my country. Love my country. So, this is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. Sorry, guys. I just love the United States of America. I just do. I might sound like a ham or something, but I've seen the things I've seen, I didn't necessarily understand, and man, I just didn't want to be there. I just so glad to get home. So glad. So glad. It was like a nightmare until I got back on U.S. soil and I could exhale. So I hope you all appreciate this country and the planting and the liberties that we have. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. You all stay blessed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.